right, Mark Rogers TV talking LSU football with a big fan of the Bayou Bengals, Lamar Stevens. Lamar, now comes the big question. Despite the defensive losses, I would agree with you. There's no question that this is at least going to be a top 3 or 4 defense in the league. It might be better than that. There's talent all over the place. The recruiting's been on par with maybe just a shade below Ohio State and Alabama, and right there with Florida State over the past several seasons. So really top 5 recruiting year in, year out. I have no questions about the talent across the board. It comes down to quarterback development, quarterback selection, and scheme and play calling. So you got Matt Canada coming in from Pitt, where he was highly successful, taking, for the most part, outside of James Conner and a few other guys on that offense, Kadri Henderson, some pretty marginal talent in producing big points in a few big games. He's got experience coming from NC State and Wisconsin as well, where he's worked with some pretty notable players. You've got a quarterback situation that's to an extent wide open, but Danny Etling would be the incumbent. So your thoughts about the passing game?
So this offense, I watched a lot of Pittsburgh film during the offseason, and we've got their offensive coordinator now, and I like football, so I'm watching it. And what I noticed from Pittsburgh offense is 2 things to make that offense go. Nate Peterman and his decision-making within the offense as Matt Canada gives him the plays, and Kadri Henderson's ability to break a defense. Kadri Henderson is extremely fast. Maybe people don't know. Definitely people but maybe the people in the SEC don't know. That guy is fast. And he's SEC fast. He's NCAA fast. That's a fast guy. And what happens is you get him in motion. He's drawing linebackers. He's drawing safeties. He's drawing cornerbacks' eyes. He draws everybody's eyes to whatever side of the ball that he's on. And when you're doing that, your Tony Connors, their running back, or their fullback, when you watch that Clemson game, they were killing them just with the misdirection, just with the sleight of hand. And the whole time, Nate Peterman is orchestrating this offense, making amazing decisions. And I look for Matt Canada to try to do that with LSU. If I'm trying to match apples with apples, a Kadri Henderson match on LSU's team, I'd have to look definitely at Vincent, who's a track star, true freshman coming into LSU, or Dante Jackson, of course, who's been heralded as one of the fastest players in the NCAA. If it wasn't one of those 2 guys, if I had to pick a receiver, somebody on the offensive side of the ball, I would go with Drake Davis, actually, because I think there are a lot of shifty, fast guys on the LSU offense besides Drake Davis, but you need somebody that's a game breaker. Kadri Henderson is a game breaker. He's quick, and he's got 4.3 speed. He's blisteringly fast. And I don't think the other guys we don't have that at receiver at LSU. What we do have is a game breaker, and I think Drake Davis is that game breaker. If you watch his film, the one catch he had, and his film from high school, IMG did a lot of things with Drake Davis. He was running kickoff returns back. He took reverses for touchdowns. And I like to give him a nod because he played soccer, actually. I played soccer, and when you try to place how soccer relates to football when you're on a football field, you have to do a lot of different things with your feet. And you should not have to think about it. And I think Drake Davis has that. He has that quickness, even though he's 6'3" or 6'4". That's all. And just short space speed in the first 10 yards. I think he has that. So if I was going to give it to somebody and say, hey, go get me, get the ball off a reverse and give me as many yards as you can get, I'm giving it to Drake Davis. In Matt Canada's offense, as a decision maker, I like Danny Etling. Of course, there's something to be desired from his athletic standpoint, as far as arm strength and even accuracy. But he makes great decisions. I don't worry about him throwing an interception when he has time to throw the ball. It's only when he gets hit that I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to throw a pick. So Danny Etling in Matt Canada's offense, I think he should do a good job. They just have to put the time in perfecting that scheme.